For the past 22 years, the Garden World has hosted its annual Color My World Spring Festival in Johannesburg. The festival is dubbed South Africa's very own Chelsea Flower Show. The event promotes the environment and features designer landscaped gardens, university student practicals, and floral displays, amongst other exciting activities. To tell us more about this, we joined in our studios in Johannesburg by Garden World Chief Horticulturalist Maureen Madiseng and JJ van Rensburg. He is Garden World's General Manager. Good morning to you and thank you so much for coming through. Thank you very much for bringing flowers as well.
Good morning.
Good morning. We can see that spring is around the corner, right?
Definitely.
Yeah. Maureen, let's start with you. Your passion for flowers, for garden. When did it all start?
Well, I always loved planting trees. I planted one papaya tree at home. It hasn't bear fruits. I didn't know that at the time that I couldn't just plant it from seed. It had to be grafted. So I always loved plants, but I didn't know that I could make a career out of it. Up until I started studying it at university, I loved it from then, and I love it more.
So what did you study? Horticulture?
I studied horticulture with UNISA. I'm done with my diploma. Now I'm studying for a BTech in horticulture with TUT.
Sure, studying fair, it shows that your passion is there.
Yes.
But how is it? How are you finding it? I'm going to come to you, JJ, just now. How are you finding it?
I mean, the BTech is more difficult than the horticulture because it's more into science, Yes.
All right.
So you study in detail the plant in detail, what's inside of it, what makes that plant to look like what it is now.
And you have to do extensive research, I take.
Yes.
All right. Now, JJ, we know that South Africa has actually participated in so many competitions, the Chelsea Flower Show in London, and we've won many awards. Have you seen more people really coming and showing interest in this flower and garden shows?
You know what, I think people are not able to afford very expensive cars anymore, very expensive houses, and they know that the only thing that they can really change is what is around them.
Yeah.
So yes, they do come through to the shows to get ideas, to get inspiration. Now at the end of the winter, I know we didn't have a very cold winter except for the last week or so.
Oh.
We had quite a warm winter.
Yeah.
But even so, the winter still, all the plants died, everything became very dry and dead. So everybody's after the greenery that is out there. So they're coming to find that greenery. And oh yes, definitely. I think more and more people are coming through to the shows. More and more people are coming to see the SA Kirstenbosch exhibit, to see what we have been bragging about in London.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's beautiful things. But we know that there's also an environmental awareness with this Spring Festival. Talk to us about that.
Correct. So the whole thing about it is about bringing food back into your garden. You creating and growing your own food, and of course you looking after the environment. We all know about the problems we've got with the bees, but not only the bees, we want to bring all other kinds of insects and wildlife into the gardens. And if you look at the SA Kirstenbosch exhibit, that the theme this year was Windows on Biodiversity, and that shows all 10 of our own botanical gardens in one garden.
In one garden.
Correct.
Oh, that must be beautiful, hey. But JJ made mention of the problems, of course, with the bees, and we know that they are under threat worldwide, Maureen. Garden World, how is it attracting them?
Well, we're planting a lot of plants that, attract wildlife into the garden. Like the garden that I did with my team, we have a lot of lavenders, and we're actually getting a lot of bees and butterflies in our garden. And the daisies, they've got the pink flowers, the oysters, the light purple, all those colors that attract the wildlife into our garden.
But Wenanje, how do you take your interest beyond what we see? Do you even go to young children and talk to them about this career? Because I don't think many people do even know that you can go to varsity to study horticulture.
Yes, I want to encourage young people to do this. I'm planning to do a tree planting project at the schools where I come from, in Rahwadi village. Yes, but wherever I go, I'm always trying to educate people about the plant, teaching them the plant names, what they should do.
Do they even care?
Some of them don't, but some of them do. Yeah. So I try not to get discouraged.
But how do you go, attracting them? To get to listen, because when I learn to malomo dipalesa, for us it's something else.
It's very difficult.
I know.
I think for telling them that the plant has a name and a surname, you start there. And they say, wow, is it really?
Look at my face
yes.
as well. I'm like, okay.
Started telling them the name.
And a nickname.
Yes.
Okay.
So that you excite them by telling them that. And also the nickname, some of them have got a plant that has a nickname from Bedi, from Zonga, from Zwana, all of those.
Who gives those nicknames, JJ?
general public, over the years, you would get the nicknames, and the nicknames will actually grow with the people. If you think about it, for instance, as she said, a bay leaf. I mean, a bay leaf is, yes, it's a herb, but that is a nickname for the actual name, where it should be a Loris, which is the botanical name.
Yeah.
So I think also the interest with the kids comes in when we interact with the kids, when we bring groups of kids through to the nursery and show them what we do on the farm, show them how much fun it can be working with plants and growing plants. And then also when we invite them to our show to come and build their designer gardens, to come and build their own little gardens through the eyes of a child. So they are part of the show, but they've got their own section where we involve the kids, where they plant plants, build their own little pathways, bring in different artifacts or different pieces that they've made at school, making it colourful.
Maybe I should start paying attention to my son. He does gardening at school and he loves flowers.
There you
So
go.
maybe the interest is there.
Yes.
Maybe I'm raising a horticulturalist as well.
True, and also nowadays at a lot of the schools, they also encourage the schools to start their own vegetable projects. So you'll probably find that your son is probably part of the vegetable project at the school as well.
But it looks like government is also coming on board. I know that there was the first annual flower festival in Paris. That was last year. So it looks like the interest is really growing.
Well, I think that the government has now seen that we should now start looking after the environment more. We should look at what have we been destructing when we are building roads, when we are building buildings, when we are just breaking everything down to create all these wonderful places for us. Nowadays government's actually saying, right, let's look at how we can restore the place. Let's see if we can bring it back to its own glory.
But lastly, is there money in this career?
There is money, but if you own, for the owners, there is money, but you have to get experience. You have to learn how to do these things up until you can actually start your own growing section or landscape or,
All right. And the exhibition, is it still
The exhibition is
taking
on till this Sunday,
Okay.
till the 3rd of September. So for those of you who haven't seen the exhibit this year, especially the SA Custom Wash exhibit, we've got to break it down on Sunday.
Yeah.
So we've got a Clivier show the next weekend.
Oh.
So it's been on
Exciting
now
stuff
for,
on the
for 5
way.
weeks, and this is now the last week.
All
This, 5 weeks, 6 weekends, and this is we're in the last stretch. We're in the last 10 meters of the 100-meter run.
All right, no, we'll leave it at that for now. Thank you so much to JJ van Rensburg, Garden World's General Manager, and Maureen Madiseng. You are a horticulturalist.
yes.
And then on that floral note, that's how we say goodbye here on Morning Live. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you for the Tuesday edition of the show. Bye-bye. Leanne?